They said it was impossible. They said,
you can't put together the most elite team of comic book reviewers on the planet and do, a podcast or something like that?
Despite all that, today we can proudly announce. Yeah, they were right. We couldn't do it. So instead, we brought you the most vile, ignorant, unprofessional group of comic book enthusiasts we could find. This is Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic podcast.
Back again. Here today for Panel to Panel, another wonderful episode where we're going to be talking about Darth fucking Vader. Darth Vader number 4. And if you like Star Wars, well, we'll get to that in a second. But additionally, Adam's taking a piss right now, so it's just me for now. But I'm Josh. I'm here today with Adam, which you'll hear in a few minutes. If I turned on his microphone, he would be you'd hear him pissing. So I'm sure you don't want to hear that. But anyways. If you want to listen to more of our stuff, you go to Game Rage Magazine on YouTube. Go to YouTube, Game Rage Magazine. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. If you like music, you can go listen to All Gas No Trash, the Game Rage Music Podcast, and you can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. Additionally, if you like anime and manga, you can go listen to the Anime Syndicate Podcast with Frank, and you can follow him at anime_syndicate_podcast. And if you do like Star Wars, we do have a Star Wars centric podcast, Game Rage Star Wars, and you can listen to that on YouTube.
How fucking original.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, go ahead.
How fucking original. Game Rage Star Wars.
All right, listen.
We're effectively yogurt, dude.
Here's the lore, all right? Yeah, we wanted Game Rage to be the thing, all right? Yogurt. It's yogurt with blueberries. It's yogurt with peaches. You're not showing up for the blueberries or the peaches. You're showing up for the yogurt, all right? Like, that's what it is.
Oh, I meant for Spaceballs.
Oh, you mean the fucking yogurt?
Game Rage the something.
Yeah.
Game Rage the flamethrower.
That's
I mean, eventually we will get to that point.
Yeah, we will get to that. Well, we will have our own Game Rage flamethrowers. So, but anyways, yeah, deep lore of Game Rage history. Everything at the beginning was called Game Rage whatever. Like, that's how we start off every podcast because we're so fucking stupid that...
Yeah.
Buttfuck Nowhere was the show that didn't have that, and then Central Unintelligence Podcast. But I think everything else was Game Rage Anime, Game Rage fucking music. It was literally Game Rage fucking music, and then it was Game Rage Star Wars, and then what was the fifth one? There was a fifth one. I don't remember.
But it worked out better because I really do think we haven't even got the food one going, and I don't even know what the fucking name
is. It's gonna
be
Game Rage Eats, like that. That's what it's gonna be, and then, until we fucking come up with. And that's the other thing. We come up with these names after we've done them for like 4 or 5 months, and then we come up with an actual good name, and then it's all good. So that's what happens.
It happens.
That's how we roll.
That's how it rolls. Yeah.
Anyways, all right, let's get into this Darth Vader.
Fuck yes, dude.
Number
this shit's
4.
Great.
I told you this earlier. I'm going to say this now at the beginning of this episode.
God damn it, close the thing with the knee, dude. It's
I don't control that, all right? Like, Jesus Christ, these pop-up ads with the goddamn knees, it's killing me.
Oh, no, we are totally reading this through legitimate means, and this is actually the paperback.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's on a projector. I have it on, or no, we have the overhead projector. We have the clear versions. It's on an overhead projector.
And we also properly purchased this through the Marvel U app to read on our laptops so that we can...
Yeah, and I actually own the hard comic, like, paper versions of this, so there you go.
So we're all square. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got Darth Vader surrounded by fucking...
I wanted to say this before we get it. These 2 issues, 4 and 5, we're going to do 5 after in a separate episode, but 4 and 5, they might be the 2 single greatest pieces of Star Wars shit that has come out under the Disney era. Stuff that I've seen.
Okay, of the stuff you've seen, but I think the best is yet to come.
You're probably right, but I'm saying so far.
I think the 2017 series is the one.
Is going to be even better?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so excited.
I haven't read it myself, but...
Okay.
I know there's things that happen.
All right. Well, then this is going to be epic then. But this, so far, of shit that I've seen that I know that happens.
This fucks.
This fucks for sure. So we get the fucking the cover is Darth Vader surrounded by a bunch of goddamn battle droids, B1 battle droids, and they are fucking. Why the fuck did it only go to one page? All right, there we go. Surrounded by a bunch of B1 battle droids with a lightsaber out, he's getting ready to fuck shit up. And then we get to see the variant cover of it's just Vader, black background, it's dark as fuck, and just his lightsaber's on, and it's the red is illuminating him. That's kind of cool. But here we go. As we start off,
the more galactic propaganda.
Yes. Book 1, Part 4. Vader! Chaos grips the Galactic Empire. After the destruction of the Death Star, the disgraced Sith Lord Darth Vader was demoted by his master, Emperor Palpatine. It is now clear to him that no man can be trusted. The rule of law is in danger. Unknown to the Emperor, but known to us, Vader is quietly pursuing his own interests. The mysterious Force-strong pilot who destroyed the Death Star, and the identity of the stranger who is conspiring with the Emperor. But for this, he will need his own personal secret forces. Vader recruits droid archaeologist Dr. Aphra, originally created by Edward Edelac, to do so. And she leads the fallen Jedi to the old war zone of Geonosis. And here we are, opening up on Geonosis. And they land, they get out, and we got Dr. Aphra standing there, Vader looking all fucking majestic and shit. And then you've got evil C-3PO and R2-D2 chilling in the background.
I hate sand.
And
it's coarse.
Yeah, it's coarse. Basically, she's talking about how, like, oh, well, this place should be pretty quiet since the Empire sterilized this fucking planet. And she's like, man, I wonder what weapon you guys used. Like, well, anyway, all right, get after it, droids. And this little fucking evil C-3PO, he's like, I think he does talk in that 1930s announcer guy voice, like, oh, if you think it's best to send us along, Mistress Aphra, beneath the surface of a distinctly ominous planet, then most certainly we will most judiciously be on our way, buddy.
I think he has the, in my head, he sounds like C-3PO.
But if you think it's best to send us alone, Mistress Aphra, like...
Yeah, with that ever welcoming British accent. I don't even know how that's even possible for this whole...
all the C-3PO units sound that way, or all of them?
Yeah.
All those
or let alone
droids?
that a British accent exists in this fucking universe that's galaxies away.
Yeah. This next sequence of couple panels is the greatest thing I've ever fucking seen. Like, this is so fucking cool. And she asks Vader, ever been to Geonosis, Lord Vader? And Vader's just like looking up, just like, it's like dude, again, for a fucking shit that can't emote, he is reminiscent right now. This pose is, he is reminiscing right now in his mind. And it flashes back to a panel with Padme and Anakin when they kiss, right as they're about to go out onto that fucking gladiator field.
But not really, I mean, my favorite part is that it's not drawn exactly like Hayden Christensen or Natalie Portman, but it's close enough.
It's close enough that we know who the fuck you're talking about.
So we don't get sued.
Yep. And Vader just says, cease your probing. Like, just fucking quit asking me stupid fucking questions. And so she's like, you know, come on, you gotta expect me to do some digging. I'm a rogue archaeologist here, fella. And Vader says, I expect nothing but compliance and silence. And so he's basically asking, like, hey, are these droids fucking capable of doing this shit? And she's like, oh yeah, that's fine. They'll be fine. Don't worry about those two buddies, triple zero and BT. And he says, I'm not concerned about two droids. I come for an army.
Man,
they're expendable.
This pair, man, it would have been cool to see these two guys fucking be... Dude, in a live action series.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be cool as shit. Like, Disney is fucking up, man.
They are.
Like, this would be so interesting to see. So then we see now these weird hybrid fucking like, it's like these Geonosian battle droids, basically. Like, they look like Geonosians, but they're battle droids. And oh my goodness, he says, oh my. And then basically he's telling them like, oh, hello, good buddies. I assume you speak Geonosian hive mind, a language that I am fluent in. And he says, I guess you have nothing to say. BT, if you will. And then he just fucking lights them up.
Incinerates them.
With a flamethrower, his quad flamethrowers, and then just incinerates them. And he says, thanks. And then he says, you know what? Actually, a few words do spring to mind. And he says it in Geonosian hive language. He says, ha ha ha, you are on fire and also dead. That is fucking great. Classy. So basically they get down there and they're inspecting this, and she says, wow, there's interesting that there is a factory down here. And basically she did some there's some tweaks to these droids. Obviously the queen is still around. She's like, I guess that does make sense. An immortal queen sterilized, like you'd have to basically drop biology and turn to science at this point.
So she has no organic offspring. The offspring are now the BT, the fucking battle droids.
Yeah, that are made to look like Geonosians, basically.
Yeah.
And she says, but they're not droids to her, they're children. And then we see this fucking abomination of fucking...
it's weird.
This techno fucking organic abomination of this queen. And she basically says... or Afra says, and now for our devilishly clever plan to steal a robot womb factory off a homicidally broody alien queen. Do you still think this is a good idea, Lord Vader? And he jumps down there, lightsaber ignited, just says yes. and this fucking the queen is basically just like, you, why are you here? Has the Empire not taken enough from the Geonosians with your bombs? And probably the hardest line I've ever heard, he just says, no.
Slices that fucking thing up.
And just cuts this bitch in half, force pushes her away. And she's basically, the queen's yelling like, stop them. They've ruined our past. They can't destroy our future. Children, stop him. And so then Vader just says, now. And then fucking, like, the Punisher of battle droids fucking pops out with BT just fucking, he's got 2 miniguns on his fucking, on his top, and then he's got the fucking lasers and the fucking flamethrowers, and he's just lighting these motherfuckers up.
I feel like 000 is like, I do say that is quite the displayed BT, whatever.
Yeah, you know how like C-3PO, whenever R2 would be an asshole, C-3PO would go, oh, you're so rude. Like the 000 is like the hype man for BT's fucking like genocidal murder. Yeah, he's like, I do say, good show there, BT. Way to kill those things.
This shit is funny as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
these guys are great.
Here we get Dr. Afra in another weirdly caked up fucking position.
Yeah, it's very odd that this was like the angle, because I can't tell if... Is she wearing a shirt underneath, or are we just like getting a peek of her backside?
I have no fucking idea. Like, I can't tell what's going on because of the shadowing and stuff. Like
is that a tattoo? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, what is that? Is that just the shadows? Like, I mean, because like if you look at her, like she's wearing some kind of thing underneath this, but then like she also has tattoos on her arms. But then is this tattoos and like
or is it shirt? I don't know.
Like this thing that she has on underneath does not look like it is as skin tight as it is shown in this angle. You know what I'm saying?
It looks like she doesn't have a shirt on, and we're getting shots of her under boob, the backside,
side boob, if you will.
Side boob. Okay, whatever.
And then basically she says, we got a problem, Vader. The locator, we needed to go to the roof. The thrusters went out. Can you? And then he points at it and shoots it straight to the roof.
Force.
And she's like, of course you can. You're Darth fucking Vader. And we get the Xbox 360 logo up on the roof.
Yeah, and then the little fucking thing lights up.
Yeah.
And it has the red ring of death.
Yep. Which is exactly what's about to happen. And she says, Afra to Dark Angel, barrage to location now. And then the roof just fucking caves in. And this is also a cool ass fucking scene where Vader just uses the Force to put that Force shield around him. And everything's bouncing off. And
I don't know. It actually kind of looks like he's going, Heil Hitler.
I mean, it kind of does actually a little bit. The Emperor prevails. And then the fucking ship comes in and the queen is just like, my womb, bring me my children. my empire is for never. My empire cannot end. And then Vader just says, she asks Vader, are you sure your ship can lift this? The Archangel is a heavy duty lifter. Yours looked looked like a pretty little thing, and he says, do not worry. She has certain enhancements. And it's the fucking Padme's fucking ship fucking lifting this fucking whole shit out.
What a cool callback, dude.
Yeah, it is, man. A sweet callback. It's stronger than it looks, he says. And fuck, man, like, even just saying, like, her ship, like, this is the memory that he has of his fucking wife, basically, that he did murder and fucking, or basically killed.
Yeah, I mean, it's his own doing.
I mean, it is his own doing, but, like, it's stronger than it looks, man. Just like Padme was. Padme was much stronger than she looked. Like, she was this tiny little lady, but strong and badass as fuck, you know?
And she was also, I mean, the whole thing with, what was that woman that was like her double?
Oh.
She pulled a Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
And it was her servant that was her.
Yeah.
So she's also witty, or rather smart in the mind.
Indeed. So then we get to later where they're back on Afra's ship and she's like plugging all this shit in and getting it ready to go. And it literally starts fucking popping out assassin's droids. Like, it just starts making assassin droids, which were like the special forces unit of the droid army. They were like the one that was basically like the top tier unit or whatever.
Not quite the Roger droid that we
right, yeah,
see.
a little more advanced than that. And so fucking this 000, not perfect, teething issues. Nothing that can't be fixed. And we could always try my enhancement methods, masters. And Vader's like, what does the droid wish to do? And so she's like, oh, long story, but 000 has unconventional theories about self-improvement for droids. It's basically the reason why his consciousness was locked away. But in a couple hours, you'll have your droid army. Some minor tweaks to get it 100%, but nothing this BT can't handle. So, you planning to kill me now or later? And then she goes and says, basically, listen, you have a private off-grid army for whatever you're going to do next. You don't need me anymore. I knew my clock was started ticking the second you stepped off the TIE fighter. If I get a choice, I'd like the lightsaber through the neck. No warning, nice and quick. If I get a veto, ejection into space. Always has nightmares about that. And Vader's just looking over her. And she's like, listen, I act glib, but I'm not stupid. The way I've lived, I know I'm lucky to be alive. I'd rather not die, but I'm happy that my blood's doodling in the margins of a story worth telling.
I like that line.
That is a great fucking line, man.
Yeah, it's, at least you're living a life that's worth living and it's worth being told about, which is, but then again, I'm like, well, we don't really know the lore, whether she has a family, so who the fuck is going to tell her story?
Yeah, exactly. And so then Vader tells her, you have proved yourself resourceful. You are safe as long as I have use for you. If you try to blackmail me, you will find your plans confounded and your life at an end. And then she's just like, oh shit. Like, what the fuck? And then she tells him, you can trust me, but you shouldn't. I am a walking, talking, stupid risk. You need to win, Lord Vader. This is for a higher cause. When you need to do it, do it. And lightsaber, please. And fucking 000 comes in. I'm sorry to interrupt, masters, but I have a signal from a bounty hunter. And he says, no, sir, it's one chrysanthemum, black.
Good buddy,
black chrysanthemum. And
black
he says, he claims to have a very important delivery for you. And he has the guy that fucking Emperor Palpatine was working with. And he basically says that we have to extract the location of your headquarters since this guy, you saw him before you could get there. So now we have to fucking get to where your headquarters at and what task Palpatine gave you. He says, torture me. I won't tell you anything. You won't even get my name. And he says, if I wanted you to talk, you would, but I do not have the time.
I have my ways.
And he says, however, I do have a specialist. And man, the fucking evil C-3PO walks in and says, oh, hello, I'm 000, and I'm looking forward immensely to torturing you today. That is
so good, man.
Good, man. He says, interesting upgrades. Grafted flesh from multiple species. What pain receptor sensitivity should I assume? Oh, listen to me fretting away. I'm sure we'll work it out in time. Now, let's start with your name, eh? And then, dude, when it cuts to later, and this is probably one of the funniest fucking little sequences that I've ever seen. He comes up and he says, I have good news and bad news about this gentleman. And then he says, good news. I have great confidence that I have managed to extract all relevant information from Dr. Silo Fall. I know the location of his research base, the nature of his commission from the Emperor, etc., etc. And then Vader says, then dispose of him. Then I have doubly good news. He's already dead.
Dan.
That was so great. And so he's talking about his base is a novel organic structure inside an isolated outer nebula. I forwarded the navigation route to the computer, and I'm sure you're interested in meeting your rivals. And he says, explain. The Emperor's replacements for you, sir. And then Vader just said, set course immediately. Set course immediately.
Oh, man.
And we get the cover of the next issue, which is Vader, lightsaber ignited, and two other lightsabers crossed in front of him, a green one and a yellow one. Very interesting. That was Darth Vader number 4, man. Oh, God, the knee thing. Fuck.
Yeah, dude. What is that shit?
I don't know, man. I don't even want to know. I don't want to look into it. Anyways, that was a fucking banger of an issue, man.
Oh, yeah. You got
so fucking good.
Thrills. You got callbacks to fucking episode 2. You have the ever comedic comedy duo between
000 and BT.
Yeah. Flamethrowers, miniguns.
Oh, yeah. Torture. Fucking.
Fucking Geonosian bug getting sliced in half so that she could sever her sack away from, the artificial sack.
Yeah.
For Vader to produce an entire fucking army of droids that he will seemingly used to overthrow Palpatine.
Yeah.
Okay, the part that sucks though is that knowing how the original trilogy plays out, we already know how this ends, so we have like these stories that are really fucking cool, but
also, if you think about it, it just shows you this is a true Sith relationship between Vader and Palpatine.
Yes.
And this is the truest form of the rule of 2.
Yes.
Because it is one to hold the power and an apprentice to covet it, basically. So Palpatine knows that Vader eventually will take him over, want to take him over. Palpatine is like, Palpatine went through 3 apprentices prior to Vader, right? Or 2, I guess, that we knew about. And Palpatine is essentially like, cool, my apprentice, I don't need an apprentice, really. Like, I need an apprentice just to do shit for me, but I need to find the next one. Because all the other ones, that's what it was. Moving on to the next. Just because Anakin is the chosen one, he already fulfilled the prophecy, which was to bring balance to the Force, which he did, which he basically brought it down. There was 2 Jedi and 2 fucking Sith left, essentially, at the end of it.
And also Tag said, Grand General Tag is like, we can't put all our eggs in our basket for just you who is Force sensitive. We need to fucking spread our resources across everything. We need to diversify our bonds.
Yeah, basically.
So that we can secure the future for the Galactic Empire.
Yeah, the Empire prevails.
The Empire does not, in fact, prevail.
I mean, well, they're saying that. That's in the moment they're saying that, though.
Yeah.
So
I will say though, this does add quite a bit of pretty decent fucking exposition that doesn't seemingly. I mean, reading these books, as I was saying before, you don't think you're going to get a whole lot, but man, it changes your whole perspective on a lot of characters.
Yeah.
And all these new characters introduced. They're pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, they are. So anyway,
especially the droids.
Yeah, they're my favorite part. They're the best. But anyways, yeah. All right. Well, they got anything else to add for this one?
No, I mean, shit, man. This series continues to surprise me
and good.
Tales to astonish and surprise you. Yeah, dude. This has been really fucking cool. I've been enjoying this series as much as, if not more so, than Daredevil and fucking Hulk.
Yeah, indeed. I think this is better than both of those, to be honest with you. But I'm also a Star Wars mark, so I don't think anything is going to be as good.
Yeah,
as
you're
Star Wars
compromised.
Shit. Yeah, of course. My opinion is irrelevant now. Anyways, if you want to hear our opinions on other things, you can go listen to all our other podcasts on YouTube. YouTube, Game Rage Magazine. Like, comment, subscribe, Game Rage Magazine. YouTube, Game Rage Magazine. Like, comment, subscribe. Also, if you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. You can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. You can also follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram as well. And also, if you're here, you're listening to Star Wars, and you want to hear us talk shit about Star Wars specifically, you can go to Game Rage Star Wars and listen to that there on YouTube or wherever. All right, that does it for us. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Darth Vader number 5. Here we go.
That was Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic book podcast. Thanks for listening. If you want to know more and follow along, go to Instagram and TikTok. Follow at Game Rage Magazine. If you want to follow on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Tune in next time.